thought Las Vegas was warm. Let me tell you, it is not.
I initially thought that Alicia Keys wasn't really in that Empire State of Mind and keeping things relative when she was discussing the Vegas weather, probably on Saturday night when it was 6 degrees Celsius, 42 Fahrenheit, during some downtime at rehearsals for Usher's Super Bowl halftime show performance where Alicia was a special guest.
But right now, I'm in Vegas, and I'm cold.
But then I realized the singer is probably more conscious of the temperature and the conditions in which their vocal cords are going to have to perform under. Yeah, probably at that temperature, things start to be affected.
I had to pull out the puffy. Thank you, John. It's definitely a little chilly.
Now you can see that Alicia did rehearse in that spectacular Dolce & Gabbana bodysuit that she wore on stage, but the puffy was gone for the actual performance. Instead, when Alicia first appeared during Usher's set, she was wearing, or was attached to, depending on how you look at it, an absolutely spectacular train. Now Alicia certainly traded warmth for the sake of fashion, but it kind of was at the sake of her vocal cords too, because they weren't as warm as they needed to be for that first big note.
Some people want it all.
Her voice cracked. It wasn't even that Alicia hit the wrong note. Like, she hit the note, and then, yeah, her voice just cracked. And that happens to everybody. Like, yeah, it's happened to you, it's happened to me, when, like, you don't talk for a little bit, and then, yeah, your vocal cords aren't really warmed up, so you have a crack in your voice. It happens. It's about even talking. And this first note is not the usual beginning of I Ain't Got You.
Some people live for the fortune.
Because of the abbreviated time, yeah, Alicia's coming right in that chorus, which it's not the highest note in the world, but it's pretty high, but it's full power. Like, it's like the volume, the fullness of her voice, everything has to go from 0 to 100 like that. So everything has to be warmed up, and not everything was warmed up, and that happens. It's okay.
Some people want it all.
You heard it, I heard it, 123 million people that watched the Super Bowl live heard it. I hate that that happened to Alicia Keys. Like, I mean, she's one of the best vocalists out there. She never lip syncs. Like, she always sounds fantastic. Like, she didn't deserve to have that moment happen to her on the Super Bowl stage. She just didn't.
It's about to happen. It is crazy. Feeling so good.
But, c'est la vie. That's life. Like, beep happens. But, if you missed the Super Bowl halftime show, and you're among the 12 million people so far that have gone and watched it on YouTube since the NFL uploaded the record of it at about 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday night, that beep didn't happen.
Some people want it all.
The crack is gone. As people slowly became aware that the crack was gone, media outlets started covering it, and I took a look at how people were phrasing it. Some headlines kept it neutral, while others are placing blame or making the NFL the responsible party. But we don't need to talk vaguely here. Like, we don't need to say the NFL, some, mysterious organization, or Hollywood. Like, no, it's people. So the NFL owns the footage from the halftime show. That's why it goes up on their YouTube channel and no one else's. But in 2019, when Jay-Z's Rock Nation took over as the NFL's live music entertainment strategist, the NFL commissioner, Roger Goodell, said,
his perspective is going to drive us. I'm not going to sit here and talk to him about entertainers. He knows that business.
So Jay-Z's Rock Nation is making the decisions when it comes to music. So they would have made this decision. And Jay-Z said, this isn't, a panel of 100 people that are dealing with the NFL at Rock Nation. No, it's like him and like 3 or 4 other people he'll consult with. So like one of those 5 people, called up like the social media manager at the NFL and said, please remove the crack in Alicia's voice at the beginning there. And then that social media manager told the editor who was assigned to, clip that segment, who would normally just go, here's your in, here's your out, export it as an MP4 and put it up on YouTube. First he went into Alicia's audio track, fixed it, and then exported it. Now, like I said, the NFL owns the footage of the halftime show, but they own it as is. They don't have the right to alter Alicia's voice, even if they say it's, for her benefit. No, they don't get to call, like Roger said in that clip. Like, I mean, he doesn't have the authority, he doesn't have the expertise to make that call. So he's not making that call. If this was done without Alicia's consent, knowledge, or against her wishes, she'd sue them. So yeah, Alicia was in the know that this happened. And I can't really fault her for, giving the go-ahead to do it, because she can't change that 123 million people heard her voice crack. But she can change that crack being seen by or being heard by an additional 150 to 250 million people that are going to watch it on YouTube in the days, weeks, months, and years to come. And she's not the first person to have her vocals fixed in post. But the fact that it was done here, under this microscope, and so obviously, it means that not just everybody knows that it was done, it's that everyone knows that it can be done and it could be done. So you can bet every single Super Bowl performer from here on out is going to say after the performance, I didn't like that note, I didn't like that note, I didn't like that note. And yeah, they're going to say, you did it for Alicia Keys, why aren't you going to do it for me? So yeah, it sets a dangerous precedent. And route is, this decision was made within 2 hours of that performance ending. Alicia was not getting slammed on Twitter over it. She was getting, I took a look, like she was getting light ribbing, like jokes, like acknowledging the missed note. And yeah, it was a missed note. Like, I mean, people were bashing her, like, oh, your career's over, you're fake, you're fraud. No, I don't think this is gonna, follow you for the rest of your career, Alicia. No one thinks that, like, oh, there's Alicia Keys doing those terrible vocals again. No, people were acknowledging you missed note, and that's what you did, Alicia. You missed note. Sure, we would all love to correct our mistakes that we made in the past, but we can't. Life happens, and sometimes you don't get a second take at something. So yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just, I'm not faulting Alicia Keys. I'm disappointed. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm not disappointed by the note. It happens. I'm disappointed at that decision to allow it to be changed. And I know this is complicated, and please, like, listen to what I said. I'm not, like, coming for Alicia Keys. It's just that I love Alicia Keys, and I hate that that happened to her. But yeah, you gotta let mistakes exist.
And so it's really amazing, this song. How can this song just have so much meaning, and it just changes depending on where you go?